All right, let's go. Is this working? Yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. So this is gonna be a quick vid. I say that all the time, but I'm gonna do my best to make this one quick. So I created a new tool, right? You can get this tool. I put a link to it in my in the description, so it should be there. But you can also go to my GitHub and go to Tekken 8 resources, like so. Go to code where we're at, and then you go down to duplicate, place assets, create. That's the it's got three things in it. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what's in it. So here's the zip when you get it. So let's see, just to make sure I got it right. So if we go in here and we unzip it, I'm going to just rename it real quick so I don't override. I'll just call it X for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and just unzip it. Okay, so when you open it up, you'll get this little folder in here. Open that up and you can just bring that in. If you want to, you can drop that whole folder. Oops, where'd it go? You can drop this whole folder into your project. So I suggest dropping it into your project by just finding your project. So let's go into here. So find your project wherever it's at. So my project is here. Go into your content and then you can just put it in your content. So I have a utility folder right here. You can put it in there. You can put it wherever you want to. It doesn't need to be in any specific place. It doesn't have anything else with it, just that. All right, so here let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like and what it does. Okay, so let's see. Here, I'll make a little demo folder here real quick. So let's say I have, we'll just call this demo, and I want to create like my IP, right? IP, whatever, right? Usually your IP is going to be based on something in the game. So we'll use like a default IP, like IP, well, I'm going to make up one, right? But normally you would use one from in the game. So we'll call it the IP, usually it's XX, or actually let me find one that I've already made. So I get the stuff right. So I'm going to just copy that name real quick, just so I get the syntax correct. All right, so I'm going to erase all this. So it's IP underscore character. So just use XXX for the character. And then usually it's the section, but the rest of this doesn't matter, right? So we can just call this demo assets, right? Cool. All right. So I created this IP, but I want one for all the characters. So I have this little tool over here. I'm going to go ahead and close it and show you how it works. So once you have it loaded into your project, as I showed you earlier, you're going to locate it. Let me just close all this stuff because I was working on things. Close, 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 close. Okay, so I have mine in here, and you're going to go to this thing right here, right? And you're going to go ahead and right click on it, hit run editor utility, and then it'll pop up. If it's outside of the window, you can move it to whatever window or wherever you want to put it. All right. And so the way this works is we'll go back to our demo, and it's looking for this XXX, and it's going to replace that with the character abbreviations, right? So let's say we want all female, right? So I can click on this, and then I hit run script. It'll create a folder, and in that folder you'll have all of these copied. Now these don't have anything filled into them, so what I would suggest that before you do that, you fill them in. So let's go ahead and create some. We'll make a BI for it, base item, BI, and these can be named whatever you want to. So we'll just call this one demo assets, and I'm going to make a BCI and a CI because these are just, oops, I got to make sure I give it a unique name. Come on, arrow, go. There we go. C, and then we'll do a BCI. There we go. And of course, you're going to want to set them up the correct way, but this is just a demo on how this thing works. So we've got this. Oops, I think that is not what it's supposed to be named. So let me grab this name, copy. Let me delete this. Second. And I need to create. So I have a customize a base item, a BCI. I need to make sure I have an IP and do that. Okay, cool. So let's open up our IP. And we'll put our assets into it where they belong. Boom. All All right, so now I'm going to click on this and I'm going to hit run script again, and it should override all of these. Okay, it didn't. So let's go ahead and delete these. Delete. All right. And we're going to go ahead and save all of these. And then I like to go to content and just run this fix up redirectors anytime I'm deleting a bunch of stuff just to make it work. And I can delete this whole folder if I want to as well. Just delete the folder, delete. All right, so I'm going to grab this. I'm going to hit this, and there you go. It created the folder, and now I have all of these with the female abbreviations in, right? Cool. And they're all filled out. It's all good. Now, what I would need to do from this point forward is I would need to place these where they belong, right? Now, normally what I'd have to do is I'd have to go into here, right? Into here, get into item prefab, find the character, find the section, and then place it. One of the things that I do need to add is when if you want to use this next tool, you're going to need to make sure that the IP has all the right syntax pieces, right? Or at least the two main ones. So the two main ones is going to be the XXX for the character abbreviation, and then it's going to be whatever the position category is. So let's say, we'll make I think I can use a made up one. I'm going to try it. I should have tested it before, but we're going to make up a new one called butt, right? So butt. All right, let's see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this real quick. Don't need it. We're going to do another one. And I'm going to make this, right? So we're going to run the script for females. It's going to be XXX for butt. Now we've got all of these, right? So this next tool, right, which is going to be in that utility folder, we don't have to do anything. Once you put it in that folder, wherever it is, let's find it. So this AAU thing and this, once they're here, they're just in your program. You work it. You don't have to run them like this one. This is the only one you have to run. These ones are just available. I'll show you how you access those. So we'll go into here, right? And I can select all of these. Now I can right click, and I'm going to have access to this, the scripted asset actions. That doesn't show up unless, see how I right click on stuff, it doesn't work. If I click on these IPs, and right now this part only works for IPs, but if I click on it and go to scripted asset actions, I can choose one of these options. The organize option is going to quickly look at it and say, okay, it's going to move 11 of these folders. It's not going to skip anything. None of these are unrecognized. None are planning to fail. Hit OK, and it doesn't do anything. It just tells you what it would do. So now let's just grab 3 of them, right? And who is this? This is we'll grab the C's, these 3 C's, right? And we'll go here, right click on it, organize, right? Little couple flashes. It says it moved 3 of them, skipped 0, blah, 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 right? And you can see they got moved, right? They're not in this folder anymore. So where did they go? They should have went to the spots. So if I go to cat, you can see it, and it created this new folder for butt, right? Because that's the category. It's looking for that. And if it doesn't exist, it'll make it. So if you didn't already make it for like a character or whatever, it's just already made for you, and it's going to work, right? Now, these are not real. It's not gonna, this is not gonna work. So you want to make sure you're using the actual section, BDF for full body, BDU for upper body, BTM for bottom, for your lower body, etc. Right? If I want to, yeah, all right, cool. And that's how that works, right? It works really good. It also works for UI, right? So for UI, I can do the same thing. Let's grab our UI item or a thing here. So I've got this, so I'm going to duplicate this guy right here, and same thing, I want to make sure the naming is set correctly. So in this case, I want this XXX to be, we'll keep the XXX, but that's all that I need. I just need the XXX, and then this can be whatever. So we'll call this one demo assets, right? Nice. Now, this one, when I call my demo assets, I can do the same thing. Let's create it for females again. Females. I'll get another folder, and it's going to have all of these in it, right? And so let's do the same thing with the C's, and we'll go ahead and right click, go to scripted exit actions, and hit. We'll just go straight. We'll go to the organize just to take a look. 3 is going to be moved. You can see all that. Let's go ahead and actually do it. Click, click, click. Okay, cool. 3 removed. So if I go to their folders now, the cat, I should find this empty one. See, these are all made here. So that's great. Now, where this works really good, because you still have to kind of put these all in your projects. Now, I know a lot of people, I want to go ahead and get rid of this also. So I'm going to go up here to demo assets, right? And I'm just going to yeet all of these for right now. Delete. All right, because I don't need them. Go ahead and turn that off. And then I'm going to find that folder I made. Let me delete that too, just so I don't have a lot of clutter in my own personal folder. All right, cool. But I'm gonna redo them because I want to show you another thing that you can use that I don't think a lot of people are using. I just recently started using it within the last couple months, and it works wonders. So let's go to our demo folder here that we have here, and let's go ahead and get these. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this again. We're just gonna delete this just so I can get a nice clear reset. And I want to go into my prefabs, and I want to delete these as well. All right, we're gonna delete them. Okay, delete. All right, I'm gonna go up here, just click fix up redirectors. Just make sure it's all good. Save all. Okay, cool. All right, so this thing is really cool. So down here, you see I have this section for collections. Usually it's just collapsed, but if you open it up, you can go ahead and make it, right? So I'm gonna hit plus sign. It's gonna say create a local collection. There we go. And then I'm just gonna call it demo. Demo assets, right? Boom. Nice. So here's where this thing comes in handy, right? So I can go into demo, and I'm in this folder. I can go ahead and create my my data asset like so. So primary asset label, select. Nice. I'll just call this one demo assets. Now I'm not going to fill it out completely, but just, well, actually, we'll demo it. So normally I'll put like a priority, something over 0. We'll put this. I'll just call it 9999 for now, or call it 8888. I'm going to delete it anyways, but it is what it is. Label assets in my directory. That way, any parts of my actual mod pieces that I want are going to be included. And then rather than going in here and selecting the specific assets to be included, I'm going to go to asset collection. And now I'm just going to find the collection. Boom. There we go. I hit save and we're good. So now what's going to happen is whenever I cook this mod, anything that's in this folder is still going to be cooked in my mod the same way it always has been. But now anything that's in this folder will be pulled in, right? So if I put something into this folder or I remove stuff from this folder, it will be included in my mod. All right, so where that becomes helpful is I can go into here and we'll do the whole thing as if, you know what I mean? This is how fast the process is, right? So once you so you can go ahead and make up your mod, set it up the way you want to, run it, create it, check it on one character if you want to, you know what I'm saying? When you're using like the common setup, go ahead, check it on one character. If it works, come back into the engine, and now you can quickly make it for all the characters, right? So let's do this. So let's pick males this time, right? So we'll pick the males, and I want to duplicate this, right? So I'm going to run the script. Now I have this, right? Cool. Now I can take we can get save all, so just they're all saved. So now I'm going to select all of these, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and drop them into the demo assets collection. Boom. If I click on the demo assets collection, they're all here, right? Beautiful. Now we're going to go to our UI because I have a preview image, and not everyone does preview images, but if you do, this should make it a lot easier. We're going to go ahead and duplicate that. Let me go ahead and give it a new description, demo assets. And now I'm going to run that same thing, run it for the males. There we go. Now I'm just going to grab all of these, right? And I'm going to drop those into the demo assets collection, right? Hit save all. We're all good. Now, when I click on this demo assets, you can see that all of this stuff is here. And because my primary asset label is going to grab everything in this folder, we're good. But this stuff is all in the wrong place, right? This is not going to work. This is in this duplicate IP folder, and it needs to be in the actual game folder where it's supposed to be. Now, I'm not going to put it in the actual game folder, the actual locations. I'm going to keep it in this little butt section because I do not want to to have it in my regular folders, right? This is just a demo. So I'm going to select all of these, right? All of them. And we'll right click, we'll go to scripted asset actions. We can run the dry run, and it says 48 of these assets are going to get moved. That's good to go, right? Here, let's try something real quick. Let's go, I'm going to go into my utility folder real quick. And do I have a temp? I'm just going to make a temp folder. And let me create a material, and then let me create, I don't know, a blueprint. No, I'm not creating blueprint. Let me create customize item, whatever. Okay, and now I'm going to grab these two random items. Now, you shouldn't be just putting these in your folder, but this is just to test a theory real quick. Go to demo assets. Cool. So now this is in the demo assets folder. I'm going to hit Control A to select all of these. Let's do the dry run again. So scripted actions, dry run. And look, it says 2 unrecognized, right? Because this is only going to work on the IPs, and it's only going to work on the texture files, these, right? Yeah, so I'm going to delete these two because I don't need them. All right, just delete them. And if I do it again, check out the dry run, you'll see everything's looking good. Now I can go ahead and run the actual one. So because there's 48 of them, it's going to flicker 48 times or so. It's going to stop. It's going to say it moved all of those. Now, since I did it in the demo assets folder, you're not going to see anything move because they're still associated with this collection. I will say if you get this little thing down here, just go down here, hit save. It just refreshes it, makes sure it's all up to date because it changed the locations. And if you hover over it, you'll see that now the location is where it should normally be, right? Customize, character item, BSN, right? Now I haven't done this for any of the other types of items, just these two items right now because they're the main ones I use. And if someone gives me a reason to do it for other ones, I may consider upgrading this tool. But this would normally take a good amount of time. Plus there's a level of user error that's involved. Like you might misname a folder, you might put an asset in the right place, blah, blah, blah. And it could just get boring, right? You're like, oh, I did 48 different assets, had to make each in their own specific folders and make sure maybe they were added to the included assets section. Now it's all very simple, right? So once you understand modding, you've been modding for a while, you want to do all characters, you want to give them preview images, you want to make this process easier, boom, there you go. Now, if you're doing a unique item set, that might be a little bit different. And when I say unique, I mean whereas you're not using MSL plus PRP setup, you're using just the MSL only. This may not be the best way to go about it. You can still use the duplicate assets tool for that. In that case, I would just not include your BI because your BI would be unique for each of them. And I'll try to think of a way to work that into this process as well. But if you're doing something that you're going to give to all the characters, you don't have to really worry about it. And usually this is also for things that are not going to be physics or simulation dependent. So yeah, so this tool for me, it helps. if other people are doing this, I hope it helps them as well, because that's amazing. Another tool that I have that's in that folder is going to be the CI folder. Or the CI tool. Let me show you what it looks like. So if we go into here, it's this, right? Create CI from SK. How that works is, let's find a character where I would have made it colorable. I got rid of so many different ones. Let's see, is this one colorable? I think I tried to make this one colorable. I didn't release this one. But yeah, let me look at the material. Okay, so yeah, I'm using an ID map, right? So for this one, once you set up your ID map, how it's supposed to be, set up your colors, how you want them to be, the way this works is you right click on it, and it only works on the SKs. You right click on it, you go to your scripted asset actions, hit run, create there, and it creates your CI, right? So it will look through all of your material instances. If there's a material on there for some reason, it'll skip it. So if you are using custom materials, I would suggest, in order for this to work, well, after using custom materials, you don't get colorization anyway, so disregard. But this skips over materials and it only works on material instances. But either way, it loads them all, right? And based on whatever you have set for whatever thing, it'll also fill out your design assign, sets the color, right? And sets the slot number for however you set it. So if I go back into here and take a look at it, right, I've got I'm using a 211 setup, so it's going to be ID 1, ID 2, and then it's going to be ID 5, and then ID 9, right? And these are all the colors that are set to it. If I go into here, I can look at that in my index. Just keep in mind that your index starts with 0 and not 1, so it's just one number set back. So 0 is there, 1 is there, and then I'll skip to 4 instead of 5, it's there, and then I'll skip to 8 instead of 9, and it's there, right? And then up here, same thing, design, and this will be in the order, right? Now I'll have to go into detail in another video on when you run into issues with your CI just not cooperating. But this takes out a lot of time as well, because this can be monotonous trying to figure this all out as well. If you make a change to your default or whatever, you can just rerun it, right? I can be like, oh, scripted actions, rerun it. It says, yeah, and then it'll ask you, like, do you want to overwrite it? And you say, yeah, sure. So let's say I went into here and we go into this one, and I just want to make this green or something, right? So we'll hit save. Cool, and that's the first color. And if we look at it right now, it is purple. So we're going to close that. I'm going to right click this, run this, say sure, here's a new one, and there it is, it's green, it's updated. So this will help save time when you're making your CI. Now, you already have to know how to make a proper ID map and set it up. So if you're already at that point and you're already making your manual CIs, or you're trying to edit existing CIs in the game, this will help tremendously. I mean, it helps me tremendously. It's great. Of course, you do have to know how to set up your CI in order for that to really make use of that. I haven't tested this with Ooman's materials. It should work the same. If anybody does test it with Ooman's materials, then please let me know. I use my own, so there's my own materials that are available as well on my GitHub. If you wanted to use those emulated materials instead, it's completely up to you. But it is what it is. So that's the CI, that's the duplicate, that's the asset thing all together, and then that's the use of the asset collection, which is amazing. When you go into your asset collection, so I do want to give one thing of warning: when you're deleting something, if I were to just delete this, then I'm deleting it completely, like it's gone, right? I deleted it, right? That's what it is. Even though this is just a link, this is pretty much bringing all of those into one spot right here. So if I want to remove these from this section, right, I would just select all of these, or whichever one I want, and I would just right click and then scroll down the bottom, and it says remove from demo assets. You just hit that, and it's no longer included there. right? It still exists, right? So if I go back to the UI section, I don't even know which one I got rid of. Whichever the last one of the guys section is. Let's see. I think I have a new folder here, so demo assets. Oh, they all got moved. Wait, where did it go then? Where did it go? Oh, it was in its folder. It's in its correct folder. So let's see. I think Wolf. Yeah, it's this one. That's the one I got rid of. I should have looked at it before I got rid of it, but yeah, see the Wolf one's gone. So TGR, and then the last guy is Wolf. But you can see it's still here, so it still exists. And if I want to put it back in, I can do that. There we go. It's back in. It'll be included in the mod. So that's it. That's all I got for this particular video. I want to keep it short and sweet. Oh, it works with Umans mats? Perfect. So that makes it even better. So yeah. So 26 minutes, 30 minutes. Still a little bit long, but hopefully nobody's going to have that many questions about it. If you do, hit me up on Discord, and I will try my best to help you out. Oh, one thing I do want to add to this thing, because I'm always adding something, is the how to update the this tool here. So if you double click on the tool, you'll open it up. Alright, so let's zoom out. And what you want to do is you want to go to graph. And the only reason you're going to update this is because the character list changes. So we've got Bob coming, and we've got Roger coming, and then we've got Kunimitsu coming, and then whoever else is coming, right? So don't mess with the majority of this stuff. The only thing you're going to have to mess with is these sections here. Male characters, other characters, and female characters, which should be here, right? So for female characters, if you go down, click on this, it has the list of female characters, right? Just expand it and just make sure that all the characters that you want are in here for the females. Now I could put whatever characters I want in here as well, but to keep this working, I would just keep with the female characters. I removed in this particular one, and I just realized that I removed Alyssa. And I don't think I have Leo in my female listing right now. I think in the original one I put out, I did have Alyssa and Leo. If I want to add them back, I'm just going to hit plus and write their abbreviations. So Alyssa is MNT and Leo is GHP. Right? Cool. So I could do that. Now for the male characters, I removed Jack and I removed Yoshi because those ones have unique body types, so they can cause issues. So if you do want them back in this list, then you can add them. So I'll hit plus twice, so I have 2 new slots. TCN, that is for Jack, I believe, and CML is for Yoshi. Okay, so once those are done, I just hit save and we're good to go. Rogers, I would throw in the other characters. Right now for the other characters, I have Common, CFO, CMN, TTR, RBT, and MNT. So I don't know why I have MNT in here, but whatever. And actually, I think I'm going to, just for my own personal use, I'm going to add MNT, CCN, CML. So I'm going to add that. And then for my male characters, I want to make sure I'm going to add Leo as well. So I think I've been skipping out Leo in some of these mods I've been doing. So if I want to update it, I want to just make sure I'm including that. I added and also now I'm going to remove these two because they're included in the other, and I'll do the same thing for the females and remove that one. Alright, so once you've done all that, you just hit compile, save, and you're good to go. Whenever you make your new list, you'll be set, right? So you can make it for all of them. You can make, and that also means that when I do this for all, it actually does it for all of them. So let's go ahead and do a quick demo here. Let's go. This is empty now, so let's just delete this. Yeah, delete. I'm gonna hit fix up redirectors, and now let's go back to demo and grab this one, and now we're going to select all, run the script, and now you see if I select all of these, you see we've got 43 different ones. Should have everybody. All right, and I think I can be it. Let's try this also. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to hit female, and I'm going to hit male, and I'm going to hit other, and now I still got 43. I think I'm missing something, to be honest. I don't know. But I do know that the male and the female work fine. Let me see if the other works fine as well. Delete. Other, run script. Okay, yeah, all of these guys are here. Alright, so that's how that all works. That's how you update it if you need to. They're just plug and play options that exist for modders to use. This is pretty much working for Tekken 8. And then for anyone who wants to dive deeper, say you're not a Tekken 8 modder, but you do use Unreal Engine and you have something similar, I am not opposed with you grabbing this and adjusting it. Aside from the duplicate ones, the duplicate one has all of the different logic. So if you're familiar with blueprints, feel free to have fun with those and do what you want. For the other ones, like this one, all this is, and of course you can look at it if you're into it, is just a Python script. All right, it's a Python script, and then I have it set to whatever. This one works on all little different asset types, whatever. Or using the asset type that's pulled from here. This one has its own thing as well. So feel free to take a look at it, play around with it if you want to. It's completely up to you. But yeah, class defaults. There we go. That's what I was looking at. So texture 2D, item prefabs, and this. If you wanted to expand this to use it with different classes as well, then I believe you could do that. But any edits you make, they're not for me to mess with. But that's it. I just want to make sure I share that with people so that you have the option to use it. I didn't want to be selfish and keep it all to myself. So if you can make it work, please make it work and enjoy it. Give me feedback on any issues that you run into if you do decide to use it, and I'll try to help you through them. That's all I got. So go ahead and close the stream, and we're good to go.